Hey, welcome to our video on the heart chakra. This is a continuation of the Chakra 101 series, which is part lesson, part transmission, and part activation. So we are going to talk about the themes of the heart chakra today, help you align and open this chakra, and then also give you some pointers as to what this chakra looks like when it is balanced, when it is really overly active, or when it's deficient in energy, so you can kind of do a pulse check of where you are. I'm Ariella and I love all things energy. I am so excited to get into this today with you. Let's get started. Okay, the heart chakra, it is the color green. It sits right in this heart area, so right in the chest where you would put your hand over your heart. But really, I see it as taking up the whole upper section of the chest. When I do energy healing or I do any sort of energy scans, I notice that people with really strong heart capacity, it will take up the entire chest space. So I'm talking, and let me just stand up to give you reference. From here all the way through this section, people with really large heart capacity, I will see that as actually extending outside of their bodies. And you can evolve and grow your heart chakra strength as well. Now, the heart chakra, what is it? The heart chakra is what keeps us connected to everything around us. And when I say that, I mean it's keeping us connected to our sense of self. It's related to this theme of I love myself and I love others, and I feel connected to myself and others. So, okay, I'm hearing the feeling of love, but it's more of that feeling of it's just pure connectedness. It's the feeling of it, though. It's not the cerebral idea of love. It is the feeling of love in the body. So, a really good example, have you ever looked at a puppy or a dog and they just look up at you with like the sweetest, most loving eyes, like little hearts beaming out of their eyes? Or have you ever looked at a baby? Right? There's just so much love that they exude and emanate. And when you look at them, you just can't help but smile because you are in the vibration and the frequency of love. So, in some ways, this heart chakra is about that feeling more than the idea or the concept. And it's important that you feel this as a human, because it keeps you anchored in your body, right? It helps you root into your body. It's actually a very pleasurable, it's a nervous system relaxing, nervous system relieving feeling. It also keeps you like balanced throughout life. So the more that you can connect to that feeling of love in your life, and it doesn't mean that you have to have like a special someone, or it's interesting because let's talk about this topic. There is romantic love, there's familial love, there's friendship love, there is a kind of love that you have for your child, that you have for your parents, that you have for a brother, a sister, that you have for the world, that you have for animals, that you have for certain books or songs that you like, or like your favorite foods, right? There are so many ways to experience love. And so how can you actually amplify and magnify that feeling in all areas of your life? So if you think, and I want to say this because some people, and I know, and I have felt this too, when you feel so lonely in life, when you feel alone, or you feel disconnected from love, and you might think, oh, I need to find the perfect person to love me, and in order to even experience love. uh, your highest self and spirit, the universe, wants to remind you that love is all around you. And if you can program yourself to see it in every way, you're going to live like a cloud above the rest. You're going to live better than the rest because you're always going to have love in your life, and it's not going to be dependent on someone else because you actually become the source of love through the lens of which you look at the world. And so we're moving out of that lack mindset, that scarcity mindset, into an abundance framework where everything that happens is an act of love. This is going to quite literally expand your whole view of the world. You know, when you hear rejection is just redirection, what if that's like the most loving thing when someone rejects you? What if it's the most loving thing when someone rejects you and says, yeah, I'm not ready to move forward with this, or I can't move forward with this, or, you know, or they're just saying, I'm not interested. And isn't that a more loving thing than to keep you waiting or to keep you guessing? So it's something we can be grateful for. Oh my goodness. Okay. I don't know, rejection is coming up for you in this collective because it's important to know about that. It's important to hear that. It's important to see and to feel. Just let that, it's paradigm shifting. That's what I hear. It shifts your whole perspective. And you can apply that to everything else in your life too. Another thing that I'm getting is follow what you love. Do what you love. So follow the things that put you in that frequency. Oh my goodness. Because when you're in that frequency, things will flow. And I had this when I was looking for people who could help me, specifically with my health. I was looking for really good doctors and providers that I felt they weren't trying to prove something to me. They weren't trying to tell me how smart they were. They weren't trying to blah, 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 this and that. I just felt when I was listening to them or I was in their presence, it was this presence of love to me, of wanting to give and care and help and nourish and educate. That's how I feel. And when you follow what that feeling is for you, what that feeling of love is for you, you will never be led astray. You will always be, I'm hearing fountain of youth actually, led to this everlasting fountain of love and nourishment and support. This is why they say do what you love, right? Because love is a rejuvenating energy. I'll tell you a story too. I was in love with someone and we were in this frequency, this energy. And I remember someone came up to me and was like, oh, I haven't seen you in just a month because I was away traveling, but you're glowing. Like, what's going on? And I thought, oh, it's because I'm in love right now. And my life is full of that feeling. Now, here's the thing also about being in love with someone versus just cultivating that in yourself, because I did a lot of work to cultivate the frequency of love in myself and self-love, self-care. What are you doing for yourself? How are you speaking to yourself? Are you loving yourself the way that you would want someone to love you? Because I did that for so long before I fell into that relationship. And I think that it's a wonderful, beautiful practice to experience what loving yourself feels like. Because from that baseline, it sets a standard from which you can have other people meet you in love. And it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. When other people meet you in love, it amplifies the love frequency that you have in yourself. And so, of course, it gives you a glow. It gives you a glow because your heart expands, the magnetism of your field expands as well. It's so beautiful. Okay. Just do we get this theme, this topic? Okay, we're gonna dive into something a little bit deeper. The heart chakra. I was thinking about the magnetism. You've ever heard there's something about the heart and the magnetic field of the heart being actually so large. So people can feel when you have a really expansive heart frequency. They can also feel when you have a small one. So when you have a small one, where you don't have a lot of self-confidence, where you come off as being very closed off. And you can see that in people's body language. If they have a closed off heart, and it can be because they're going through periods of grief and loss, or they're protecting themselves because of hurt that they've experienced from other people, or that rejection, that betrayal. It can be because of a sense of insecurity that we feel in the world, and we naturally want to close ourselves off, right? We want to do this. We want to cross our arms over our chest. We want to slouch a little bit more. We're protective, you know? So, as you grow your heart capacity, you become more comfortable being around people that are in that state and actually emanating more love towards them, showing them love. When you are in that state yourself, the best thing that you can do is look for really compassionate energy, compassionate guides. So you can find this through people. You can think about just when you come across someone that has a really loving energy, like a sweet energy, a gentle, also a nurturing and a healing energy as well. That's when you carry a Christ consciousness energy of compassion, also of forgiveness. So a few different ascended masters that you can connect with, and energies. Think of these ascended masters as connecting with the energy of the people that they embodied. So if we think of Jesus, that's the Christ consciousness energy. He embodied I'm hearing unilaterally loving energy. And I'm just talking about his energy. Just talking about the energy that he came here to embody was that loving energy. Now, another guide that I really like to connect with is Kuan Yin, because she has a very compassionate, there's something about her that's very gentle, but there's also a fire in her eyes. Same with Jesus. They both have that same feeling. Jesus also comes through to me as a very chill dude, to be honest. Like, you can talk to him about anything and he sits with you and he'll talk with you and he's like, yeah. He really listens. And Kuan Yin has a very beautiful elegance and an essence, and she's very soft and forgiving and sweet. And at the same time, she has a lot of steel in her because she's gone through a lot. Another great energy to work with is Mother Mary, especially the way that she dries tears. And I want to mention a book that will be helpful. There's this one, You Are a Goddess, by Sophie Bashford. When I started getting into the goddesses and connecting with these different energies, these faces, or these aspects of the feminine myself, this really helped. And they have chapters on Kuan Yin as well as Mother Mary in here that are very, very powerful and really healing. So I definitely recommend this book. What else are we talking about with the heart chakra? This is a super heart chakra activator, okay? Because it's a transmission of love. And the other thing that you can look for are people who transmit love. People who have made it a mission to share the frequency of love, to embody the frequency of love, and to be the frequency of love. And you can feel that. You can feel that in different people. There's a different depth to them. There's a level of acceptance. There is a level of receptivity that they have to hearing people's stories and meeting them where they're at. And it's a very, very, very healing frequency to be in. It will open your heart too, because I'm just thinking about any time that I've met a mentor and they have a large capacity to hold me. Say their capacity is like this. My capacity is like this, but I have the ability to expand my capacity here. Because their capacity is so large, they actually make it easier for me to expand my capacity in a really loving environment. I'm also hearing the phrase water your garden, water your own garden. It's important to find people who water their own gardens, so people who take care of their own self. People who it's important for you to water your own garden, for you to nourish yourself, because you can't always rely on other people, but you can for a time. And for an exchange, ask them to teach you how to do this. It's an exchange, really. When you meet someone and they have a larger capacity than you, they teach you how to step into that next level, or that next evolution, that next version of yourself. It's really, really, really beautiful. We are also getting into soul connections, soul ties a little bit here. I feel that a little bit. There are some connections that you encounter that are fated connections. With people that you exchange things with. So I always think of energy exchanges when I'm meeting people. Yeah, I do. That's true. I do. I think of what is the energy we're exchanging? What am I learning from them? What can I share with them? What can I give them? Because that's you'll learn that everything is an exchange. Everything is an exchange, no matter what. And that's okay, and that's the way that it's meant to be here. And when we think about connection, what keeps us connected? It's the exchange of energy. So related to the heart chakra again, we have to be willing to exchange energy, which means giving and receiving. And think about it, if we only give and we never receive, it does deter people from continuing to give to us, actually. If we don't receive, people aren't going to want to give to us because it feels good to be received. When you give something, it feels so good when someone says, thank you so much, I needed that so much, I loved that, I really liked that. It's important. It's important to know that. And sometimes the things that you give aren't always meant to be returned by the same person. I was just talking about this with someone the other day that, when you're generous and you give, it's always returned by the universe somehow. Maybe, for example, like I give someone, let's just say $100, and I don't get that $100 back from them, but maybe it comes back to me through someone else that I meet the next day, right? So what I give is always being returned back to me, and I receive it, and you flow this way. And there's that sense of reciprocity. And then we also see the infinity symbol here, right? Of the energy is flowing and returning and leaving and coming back. So we have push, pull, and we have cycles. This is just the way that my brain works, guys. Everything is energy patterns. And I just tell you as I see as they come up. To hope that they connect. That they connect patterns for you in your own mind. And what the light language does is it helps to soften the corners, or helps you integrate the information in a more smooth way. Okay, now we're gonna go to I'm seeing dolphins, and dolphins are always a symbol of joy and pleasure and play. So that can be a really easy way to get into the love frequency, is through joy and play and togetherness. So anyone and anything that helps you get into that playful dolphin sort of energy. And I also hear like dolphins laughing together. That's really helpful because it's going to get you into that 5D Christ consciousness frequency. When this energy center is deficient, you will feel depressed. You will feel grief. Also, I hear envy, which is very interesting, and I was not expecting it. Let's see, what is envy? What do they want to share with us when it comes to envy? Envy, thinking of greed, thinking of seeing what other people have and being jealous, instead of knowing that there is a time and a season for everyone and everything, and that when your season has arrived, it is for you. When someone else's season is happening, it is for them. And to be envious or jealous, it's really just not a good use of your energy or your time. They're saying it's much better to say and to believe that you have what is meant for you. It is coming, it is on its way, and it is arriving. And there will come its time when other people are maybe envious or jealous of you, but by the time that you have what you want, you don't really want people to be envious or jealous. You want people to be supportive and understanding, So there's no reason to be jealous. Just be supportive. Be happy for them. Because why? It gets you back into that love frequency. And when you're in that love frequency, what happens when you're in that love frequency? I mean, obviously, it's wonderful. When you're in that love frequency, you're in harmony with the universe and things move more smoothly. Now, when we think about the chakra system, the heart chakra is the fourth chakra. It's right in the center of all of the lower chakras and then the upper chakras. So it's bridging the heavens with the earth, human with the spiritual, all in that center point of your body, and it looks again like this infinity symbol. I'll also put an image of the torus field here, and you can see how the energy flows through each of these chakras, and it meets in the middle of that heart chakra. It's really a bringing together, a coming together of all of these things. When you take action from this frequency, from this state of being, you'll be returned to everything that you've ever desired. And so the challenge or the aspiration is to move from this center where all things are integrated, where all things are whole, and you really want for nothing, because everything is contained within you. And when you act from this place of well-being, this is actually a frequency of well-being. You share this frequency, it ripples out everywhere through every single thing that you do. And I hear, behold a new world. I feel like a new land, a new world. Your life will change when you act from this place of love and make it your anchor point. Well, I hope you enjoyed this beautiful transmission today, and I would love to hear your thoughts about the heart chakra, or if you have any questions. This was so beautiful, and we are going to continue on our journey through the chakras. We have next the throat chakra, so I'm really looking forward to how that connects to the rest, and we'll be sharing more philosophical viewpoints as well as activations, of course. All right, well, I loved seeing you here, and I will catch you in the next one.